How to attract an Aquarius man in 8 simple steps. Are you trying to attract an Aquarius man? Perhaps there's an Aquarius in your social circle who you are hoping will notice you. Or maybe you've just started dating one, and you are looking for ways to impress him. If so, you're in the right place. This video provides your ultimate guide to attracting an Aquarius. Of course, there's every chance that this Aquarius is already attracted to you. The guide below will help you realize whether this is the case. What an Aquarius man wants. 1. Be mysterious around him. You need to try and get this man alone, and if you can talk to him about important issues and can connect deeply with him, this will be really attractive to him. If we think about you just meeting him, you might notice that he isn't really talking to you, but he is watching you. Relax, as this is a typical trait of this sign. They tend to be quite overwhelmed by emotion of any type. If he is attracted to you and likes you, he will probably ignore you, but will keep looking at you. Just do exactly the same thing back, but when you look at him staring, try and hold that gaze, and create an air of mystery around yourself. 2. Be classy and knowledgeable. An Aquarius loves a classy and knowledgeable woman, who is ideally ethical and driven. He will not be as fussed about how you look, but will be very attracted to your brains and your interests. This could be something spiritual, history, the arts, or even the universe. You may find that he is also very attuned to astrology too. A higher octave of all the other planets, Aquarius tends to have a big ego and can also be very straight-talking. Being open and honest with him, whilst also holding some of that mystery, is key. You can make light conversation around romance and love, but try and hold back. 3. Be a friend to him and don't put pressure on. As mentioned, an Aquarius loves connections, sharing, and community. And their energy really demands friendships and companionship foremostly. And they are not just looking for romantic love, but they are keen to find someone that they can call their best friend and their girlfriend. They admire a chance to be a friend foremostly, so try not to jump into any relationship with him, and instead just warm the relationship by showing your caring side, and just enjoying the friendship first. The best way to do this is to show how friendly and cool you are, how many friends you have yourself, and in general, your positive and outgoing energy. This is a typical trait for this sign, and he is unlikely to just jump in and offer to take you on a date straight away. You are almost certainly heading for a long wait as he becomes your friend. This can be annoying, especially when you really want to be in a relationship, or at least complimented, so you know you are on the right path, but if you can wait for him to let his guard down first, you are in with a great shot. Whilst the Aquarius is not like a Capricorn who is ruled by Saturn, where they find it hard to love and be very guarded. Whereas the Aquarius is ruled by Saturn and Uranus, so they do still have that guarded edge to them. They won't be the kind of man who says, "I think you are beautiful" off the bat. They are going to make sure they are comfortable with you. Treat him like a friend first, just like someone you don't really want a relationship with, even you do. Don't worry too much, because Aquarius men want to be in love. It can just take a little longer for them to express their emotions and feelings. So be patient and try and hold off on physical contact until he drives it. 4. Don't be too emotional with him. Another way to attract an Aquarius is to not be too emotional. These logical people like to live with reason, and they tend to be quite detached from their feelings. They prefer to do things only and always when they have been driven from rational decisions. If you could pop into their head, you would see that they tend to run things over and over. If you have tears, big gestures, and emotional dramas, they won't know how to handle this and will likely run a mile. If you want to attract an Aquarius man, try not to scare them off. Anger and other extreme emotions should be kept in check. If you are feeling emotional, try and convey that rationally. If you want to talk about something, just talk like you are having a calm discussion and keep emotion out of things. If you can be logical and reasoned, you stand a very good chance of attracting him. 5. Keep him guessing as much as possible. A common trait with this Uranus-based sign is his unpredictability and his boredom. Because he uses his mind, he needs to be stimulated and to have those surprises and buzzes. Show him that you are also full to the brim of ideas and adventure. If you can demonstrate your eccentric side as well, this will be a huge turn-on for him. Other signs would like to know you right off the bat. Perhaps a Cancer sign would want your life story. An Aquarius would like you to keep a bit of mystery and hold back a little. He will ask a lot of questions about you though, and you may find he won't answer many about himself. He will be trying to balance the conversation, so he withholds personal detail, but he might try and show off how smart he is. You can help him be attracted to you by being very complimentary around his intellect without being too sappy. 6. Be independent. An Aquarius is keen for you to let him have a bit of freedom. This naturally rebellious sign is someone who really does want to go off and do their own thing when they can. If you are a homebody or someone who would struggle with this, don't show it. Or look for another sign. Just like Capricorn and Aries men, this sign values his independence a lot, and because he has a lot of friends, you may see him hopping groups and getting out and about, often literally into the great outdoors. If you can get him outside, then he will likely be in his elements and will start to see you as very attractive indeed. Boredom is the death of the relationship for this sign, so show him that you are very cool, interested in him as a friend and having those adventures, but that you aren't wanting to lock him down. You have to show that you are busy with work, a hobby, or something else. An Aquarius will run a mile if he senses that you are clinging or waiting for him in any way. That's not to say he won't help you. As someone who is focused on equality and community, he is the kind of guy who is here to make the world a better place, so if you volunteer, you might be able to get him to come along here. You may have already seen that an Aquarius man will blow hot and cold. You might find that he will speak to you for days, and then reboot with alone time. They won't feel that they need to feel they speak to you every day, so you can't be intense. Let him come to you as much as possible and he will find this very attractive. If you are too available, this won't be attractive to him. He also won't want you to plan his schedule or your dates or outings together. Try and let him be the man and lead as much as possible. A not E on this: if you think that you won't be attractive because you have a partner, think again. This rebel will be very interested in the forbidden fruit. 7. Be creative and witty. An Aquarius man is usually intelligent but also very creative, and appreciates a woman who can also be very creative as well. He is probably inventive and coming up with amazing ideas, and is very keen to show his imagination. If you can contribute to these ideas, and tell him about quirky adventures and plans for the future, as well as things you have read and looked at, you will absolutely attract this man. He wants to know about everything in the world, and the small things don't hold much appeal to him. Try and keep some zest around you. In a group conversation, instead of being a plain Jane, try and talk about something unexpected. Bear in mind that, as mentioned, he is very keen on equality and freedom, so be sure not to put people down on how they look, or act, as this will be a big turnoff for him. He also doesn't like to hear about drama and gossip. He will be much more interested in the future, and moving forwards, and positivity around this. 8. You need to stand out. Aquarius men like to see other people showing interest. Whilst they take their time to get into liking you, he will seek out women that are attractive, but you don't have to be conventional. He is looking for something, a special spark that you convey. You could dress differently, you might have an unusual career or a hobby. This would really attract him in the first instance, before he gets to know you. Are you ready to date an Aquarius man? When feel like you are starting to be interested in the Aquarius man, you have to be prepared to get past the detached nature and the front he puts up to get to the inner center of him. Naturally defensive, he is someone that you will have to be the right woman for. If you are independent, able to offer adventure and excitement, and also can cope with someone blowing hot and cold, he might be the man for you. A lot of making an Aquarius attracted to you is playing games. You might find him ignoring your text messages, and you might get frustrated with him treating you as just another buddy in his life. If you can get beyond this and this doesn't matter as much to you, you are likely to have something special.